Alright, but who who wouldn't shock my balls? Uh, wait for it. Hachidoku. Listen. All right. Yeah. Thanks for the hydrate. And the stretch. So after watching 2 hours of videos, now we're playing train game. I didn't realize I only got attacked by a few of me. Anyway, last time we played, they Hachidoku and Sotetsu, they shot the shit, right? And realized, and Sotetsu realized that the train that crashed was Hachidoku's. A few. Yeah, there was only like a 3. Hang on. I wonder if I can change that. Should be. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I only have maximum 3 emotes. So if I just bump that all the way to the if the message contains, well, they'll be ignored. If this many are on screen, don't spawn anymore. Yeah. So now so anyway, they shot the shit and it's not stopping. And they sorted out their differences, all right. Hachiroku was found out that it wasn't her fault that Sotetsu's family is dead. Sotetsu realized that there's a reason they met. When his grandfather adopted both of them. Your message was not sent because you're sending messages too quickly. You think? But yeah. Anyway, let's just jump right into it, shall we? That's enough stalling and emote spamming. Play the last tip.
I want to be peed on and marked by a flat-chested hentai loli.
Why did I have ruined 2 VODs. Just anyway, let's just jump right into it, alright? Enough stalling. Because we need to get through a lot of game. Okay? And, well, I hope that the first episode of Maitetsu released today. Maybe. It doesn't let me check because there it is. Alright, anyway, I once again sold too long. What don't you want lollies to do? Yeah. Actually, nice. Oh, I can't see how many scenes I've got left in Hachiroku's. Dexter, how far am I into Hachiroku's route? Actually, I can check, can't I? Just give a sec. if I look at scenes and go to Hachidoku. Right, yeah, I'm 2/3 of the way through, technically. Anyway, let's stop stalling again. Actually get into the game. The bright sun makes my mind draw a blank. The intake and exhaust of Hachidoku sounds. Wait. The intake and exhaust of Hachidoku sounds like her breathing in her sleep. And being affected by it, reality begins to set in.
のどかなものだ。
Is I spend 25, it goes to the 4-hour mark, right? Yes. Yes, it does. Hachiroku and I are still in bed, a narrow feeling of omnipotence, as if this is our only world. I push on her soft cheek, and Hachiroku turns over in a slightly annoyed fashion. Her actions seem so human, it raises a few doubts inside of me. What should I type? I don't know. Why was she made in this image? All of her functions are made in the image of a human being. Perhaps they gave gives me peace, but it also raises some worry. The more they are made to look human, the more cruelly the differences stick out. And if they had the features but no body like Na'vi, I'd never harbor emotions for them. Okay, we get it, you want to fuck the robot. The time before she ceases functions, and my lifespan, just thinking of that future makes me... I get out of bed, careful not to wake up Hachidoku. But Hachidoku's eyelids slowly rise. A dazed look, her focus finally returns and she smiles.
おはようございます、相鉄様。
よく眠れたようだな。
Hair is disheveled a little. I comb it with my fingers and Hachidoku closes her eyes soothingly. Innocent, lovely. I want to protect her. While harboring those feelings, a sort of pain and worry vividly rises within me.
いよいよ、今日が決戦だな。
I need to turn this anxiety into something productive. I need to do my best, that I can create a world Hachidoku can live in, happily and...
決戦。
She blinks to shake off her drowsiness, and then looks straight into my eyes.
さようですね。今日の議会であの子の、いえ、お人よそのものの未来が決定される。
事実上、そうなるな。
The Ohitoyo Municipal Assembly will be holding a vote on the supplementary budget.
ポーレット様の予算案、皆様のご理解をいただけますよね。
それは、今日の質疑応答次第だろう。
When I hear her worried voice, it makes me want to unconditionally cheer her up. But words also affect me. That's why I try to be mindful of what I say.
エアクラ工場を誘致推進派にしても、ここが鮮度だ。こちらの弱みを徹底的についてくるだろう。
弱みですか。
費用の問題。大枠交換で新たな不具合が出る危険。キハ07の観光、日曜併用に、わずかながら苦情の声もある。
はい。
I tell her exactly what the situation is like. This is how I organize my thoughts.
エアクラ工場誘致反対派の議員は固まっているが、過半数には及んでいない。自主投票の会派もある。
ご理解をいただけなければ、最悪の場合、逆転を許してしまう危険もあるのですか。
なあ、 鉄道での進行が否定されれば他に手はない。流れは一気にエアクラ工場誘致待望へと傾くだろ
Hachidoku closes her lips tightly. She slowly tightens her hands into fists.
ご理解をいただくのではなく、私たちで勝ち得なければならないのですね。
う。そうだな。
That's a good face of her. She has just the right amount of tension, and I sense no fear.
そうするための準備もしてきた。ポーレットはもちろん、マクラネーも響きも。
よかった。もう起きとるね。
響か、入ってくれ。
In the next moment, Hachiroku panics and starts straightening out her hair and clothes.
私、身支度を整えてまいります。
Hachiroku runs out of the room with her change of clothes as Hibiki comes in. Hibiki's already dressed and carrying her sketchbook.
なあ、僕もいつまでも寝巻きではいかんな。
着替えるんなら外で待っとるけ。
Damn, he's just gonna change in bed.
兄弟で照れるようなことでもなかろう。それに、今日のこの日の時間は貴重だ。
Yeah, it's fine, Hibiki. It'll be more beneficial for your, when your route comes up.
うん。
Hibiki stops as she's about to walk away. I try to be considerate of Hibiki by turning around before changing my clothes.
それでどうした？
うん。これ頼まれてたやつ。
どれ？
Hibiki takes out a board from in between her sketchbook pages. It's for the hearing today. I hurry up and get changed to see it.
ああ、うん。さすがだな。見やすくて良い出来のフリップだ。
There's a map on the front that I don't recognize.
これは？
うん。フリップの準備ばしてたら、ねえねえが、資料くれて役に立つかもしれんけんって。
I want an anime, hentai, petanko, flat-chested, lowly to urinate on me, mark me, dominate me, own me, suck my
Shut
blood like a
up!
vampire, have lust like a succubus who can't get enough, and for her to keep thrusting and pushing on top of me for all of eternity.
Shut the fuck up! What the fuck is wrong with you? Why is that? Fuck. Fuck off.
枕ネーガか。
木崎先輩も参考人に呼ばれるみたいやけん。
そうか。なるほどな。向こうも、やはり本気だな。
For today's hearing, I'll also attend as a reference to answer the anti-factory budget committee's questions. I used all the letter characters I could. I maxed it out. Okay. In other words, it's a supportive speech. But as long as I am a reference, other committee members will question me.
ポーレットからも忠告はされている。今日ばかりは、事前通告のない質問もあるかもしれぬと。
The head assemblyman of the city council is known to be a flexible person. He may allow those questions to stimulate debate so that we can accurately decide what's best for Ohitoyo's future.
どんな切り口で攻め込まれるかわからんからな。枕ネーが預けてくれるものならば心強い。
The moment I say that, Hibiki pouts.
私のフリップば心強くなかった？
まさかそんなことは。なあ、いや、礼を言うのが遅れたな。
I bow. It just happened spontaneously.
本当に感謝している。フリップのことだけでなく、僕らにこれほどまでに力を貸してくれていることに。
なに今さら、そんなんやめてよ、ニーニー。
いや、しかし、 当初、お前はエアクラ工場誘致に賛成していただろう
The people who watch your VOD channel must be like, what the fuck is going on? Well, thankfully, most of the people who are watching my VOD channel are only watching Amazing Grace. Only like a few of them are watching Maitetsu.
それは、まあ。
もしもそのまま、考えを変えないままでいたのなら。
I feel afraid. Hibiki's talents with drawing up advertisements is top-notch. Not only do we lose that, but a helping of the other side would have effectively erased our voices. Let me copy what I said. Do it in an Amazing Grace video. You already did last stream, alright? It was just shorter.
考えなんて変えてなかった
それはどういう？
お人用に一番よかかと思う言葉手伝うとるだけ。
はあ。
木崎先輩も私と同じ。ただ一番よかと思う手段ば違うとるだけで。
Which one was worse in your opinion? This one. What do you think? Now that I think about it, that's true. With the signboard, drawing, and the illustrated map, what Hibiki and Kisaki have done up to this point are proof of that.
ならば宝生妃にも、鉄道による振興がエアクラ工場誘致より優れていると思ってもらえれば。
Hibiki gives a wholehearted nod. She looks at me with determined eyes.
そしたらきっと先輩も力になってくれるとよ。
いいな。それもまた実に心強かろう。
We can change people's mindsets. This isn't a debate between friend and foe. There's a competition in finding the best solution for making a better Ohitoyo.
そうするためにもできる限りを尽くさねばな。枕姉は明日か？
うん。今日ばクラバ任せて傍聴に行くって。
そうか。ならば追加資料についてレクチャーを受けることもできるか。
Hibiki's eyes widen, surprised, but also having a bit of fun. A little bit of fun.
ニーニ、ちょっと変わったと？
Yeah, that's what happens when you fuck a train girl. What?
おう。うん。
Also, what happens when you've, I wouldn't say solved, but actually talked about his trauma. I realized it when it's pointed out to me. That's true.
以前の僕なら土壇場であがきはしなかったかもな。これまでの積み重ねを信じるのみだと、そう考えて。
What Triangle Pussy does to a motherfucker. However, I have no time to spare right now. Even if it's makeshift. Even if it's shattering knowledge. I'll do everything available to me. I'll use everything available to me. Precisely because I believe this will create a better future for Ohitoyo. And because I want Hachidoku to live in that better town. You should clip that? I don't think I should. This is the problem. I can farm clips, but no one is here to clip them for me.
以上をもちまして、本補正予算案の趣旨説明を終わります。
Like, if I want to clip, I have to go through the VOD to clip. And, you know, I'm lazy. Hands go up simultaneously as she takes a seat. There are hands from almost every angle. This is amazing. She explained the supplementary budget, and that whether it gets approved or not, she'll resign as mayor. That's all Paulette did. But because she was so graceful, what wasn't explicitly said got more attention. In political speeches, no. In governance, there are many things more important than technique. build a better Ohito. Her selfless actions are all for that single purpose. The applause rises, regardless of whether they've agreed with the budget proposal or not. That show of appreciation is simply for her time as mayor.
この際、関連の質疑に入ります。民有
Which Assemblywoman, all one word, by the way.
この際、関連の質疑に入ります。民有連斉藤委員
Assemblywoman Saito is a detractor of the aircraft factory and a major supporter of Paulette. The questioning of Paulette is going smoothly. She's definitely guiding the flow that was created earlier and strengthening it. Even the factory supporting assemblymen are nodding. The approval of the supplementary budget proposal will send Paulette off on a high note.
市長、ありがとうございました。それでは参考人にお話を伺わせていただきます。
参考人、右田相鉄くん。
This is finally his time to shine.
はい。
All I could do is go with the flow and answer according to how I prepared.
右田さんはバーベキュー列車8620号の主任機関士兼運行責任者でいらっしゃるとのことですが。
はい。8620によるバーベキュー列車のすべての運行を担当させていただいております。
Currently, I'm the only engineer of 8620, so I bear all of the responsibility of train operation. This talk about being the chief or responsible party seems to be splitting hairs. By declaring my title here will be helpful later on.
つまり、現場を一番よく知る方なのですね。それでは現場からのご意見をお聞かせください。
What is this? What Triangle Pussy does to a motherfucker. Okay. We're moving on from that. Paulette's voice as the business manager and my voice as the worker. Different voices from different positions will still lead to the same conclusion. Because the map is so simple, our claims become stronger.
なるほど。それほどまでに蒸気機関車とバーベキュー客車の相乗効果は大きいのですね。
It was too clip-worthy. Listen, I think that there are a lot more clip-worthy moments in my streams. You just haven't clipped them.
はい。こちらがアンケートで出た満足度。5段階のうち非常に満足をいただいた比率です。
The graph's y-axis is the satisfaction, while the x-axis shows the amount of time passed.
途中、赤い線が引いてある場所からやや降下し、その数日後から極端に降下しているようですが。
赤い線が引いてある日が牽引車両変更。8620からキハ07へと切り替わった日です。
Yeah, so it's Raina's fault, actually. It's not 8620's fault. The y-axis goes from 80 to 100 instead of 0 to 100 here. We averaged over 80% as extremely satisfied, even with Kiha 7, but the graph makes it appear to be a sudden change.
おおむね満足まで加えたグラフはこちらとなります。
This one is almost entirely 100%. The barbecue train itself maintains a high satisfaction rate. I mean, that's what... I mean, the gimmick is good, right? It's just a feeling, but it feels like Hachidoku's route is almost finished. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Right? That's why I had to check the amount of CGs I had left. However, there is a large difference between mostly and extremely. That is the charm of 8620.
つまり、 基本的なサービスにプラスされるプレミアムな満足感を8620は与えてきたわけです。
This is like what the whole route was building up to, right?
なるほど。そこが他の観光資源に差をつけていく重要なポイントともなるわけですね。
This is the climax, so of course it feels like it's about to end. Assemblywoman Saito brings out the answers I had prepared with the help of Paulette and Makoto. Not only does she bring them out, she also reinforces the points.
以上で質問を終わります。ありがとうございました。
Don't put blush right next. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. What? The effect is huge. We receive almost unanimous applause from everyone here.
ありがとうございました。
While thanking Assemblywoman Saito and everyone else who's helping us. In my heart, I return to my seat.
相鉄様、素晴らしいご答弁でございました。
そうか。ならば何よりだ。
Inside the crew bag is the happy and proud Hachiroku, trying to keep her voice down. Why is she in a crew bag? Is she not allowed in the conference room? Just hearing that melts away my tension. But it's not done yet. The moment of truth is still yet to come. Like, she's not a pet. Just because she fits in a bag doesn't mean she's a pet.
この際、関連の質疑を続けます。お人よの未来を考える会、新津議員。
バーベキュー列車の運行についてクレームが発生している件はご存知ですね。
No. I've only heard one complaint. That was from the train. That wasn't for the barbecue section of it.
はい、改善意見として受けたまわっております。
Assemblyman Nitsu is the vanguard of the aircraft factory supporters. He appears to have no interest in letting Paulette's career end on the aforementioned high note. He didn't even introduce himself, instead just jumping at her. Himself, yeah. But he's not good enough. But he's shit.
しかし、鉄道業のため市長を辞任する。これが私生軽視であると言わずに何と言いますか。
日の本の方が公職にあるものの兼職を禁じていないのは利権・金銭の流れを明らかにするためと理解しています。
His emotional appeal to reverse his disadvantaged state with a question that was not previously agreed upon is shut down easily. What Paulette's stating is taught in elementary school. Even Assemblyman Nitsu can't deny that.
今回の補正予算が仮に通れば明快な利権が発生します。立法の趣旨を尊重するため辞任が最適と判断しました。
ならば市長職を優先し社長業を譲ることこそが占領たる者の判断ではないかと思うのですがいかがか。
ご主張おっしゃる通りかと思います。
A large murmur in the crowd. Assemblyman Itsu's eyes gleam with a gotcha look. But Paulette's not agitated in the slightest.
しかし人材の問題がありました。正解を見ればお人よには優れた人材が数多くいらっしゃいますが。
Applause followed by silence, as if waiting for her words to seep in.
鉄道界にはまだ人材が乏しく、その数少ない人材もそれぞれの職務に忙殺されてしまっている状況です。
A sigh of agreement in the crowd. This one is coming from everyone, everywhere in the hall.
ですので、お人よの生、財のより良き発展のために市長辞任の方がベターと判断させていただきました。
A cheer comes from the crowd. Assemblyman Nitsu turns to the source of the call and soon focuses on a single point. Hosho Kisaki and Urakami too. Kisaki and Urakami seem to exchange some whispers before Kisaki nods.
見解の相違ですな。これ以上は結構です。議長、参考人への質問に移行します。
I didn't read the name. He's literally called mid-tier assemblyman. Bro, even his name is calling him shit.
参考人、宝生木崎くん。
熊本銀行人吉店長、宝生木崎です。
王将さん、銀行の立場から見て、市長提案の本補正予算、これに対し疑問を感じる部分はありますか？
よく考えられた補正予算案であると感じました。が、一点、少し気がかりな点はあります。
それは？
再現性についてです。
From inside the crew bag, I hear a muffled voice. It makes me wonder if she knows something about that. Before I can ask, Kisaki's powerful voice echoes throughout the room.
この点、市長から直接のご答弁をいただきたいのですが、いかがでしょうか？
直接討議を認めます。
Damn. Her agitation is obvious. From her face, she doesn't even seem ready to stand up. This is bad. It's that Paulette. What? Did she not anticipate this question at all? The weak Paulette that's caught off guard is rearing her head.
今回、8620の大枠交換にかかる費用が、驚くべき定額にまとまるということは、喜ばしいことですね。
はい。
が、このような巡り合わせ、言ってしまえば、幸運に今後とも恵まれるという保証はあるのでしょうか？
Listen, Kisaki, all I'm saying is, you are underestimating the power of the train fanatics, alright? They will fight tooth and nail to have 8620 running. I see. So that's what she meant by reproductibility. Listen, the only reproductibility Kisaki needs to care about is when I get to her route. Never mind. He's right. In that this lucky encounter is not guaranteed to happen again, or at least numerous times. He isn't an anime lolly. Well, yeah, but you're not the one playing, so.
それは、私では、その判断も予測もできないことです。
では質問を変えましょう。交換して新規実装した大枠が、将来、また破損したとして。その時にはどうします？
Okay, well that one's actually an easy one to answer, right? Because the only reason it cost so much to fix the first time was because over time it was damaged to it was barely repairable at the state it's currently in. So when the newly installed one is damaged, you can easily fix it. It's a lot easier to fix, right? You just get some super glue. Yeah, because yeah.
その時は。
Her blue eyes are wavering. She's not going to last. They hit us where it hurts. This will be difficult to overcome with Paulette flustered.
議長、それに関しては、現場の立場からの方が、正確な答弁をさせていただけるかと存じます。
I don't know why Sotetsu's bringing this up when Paulette should be the one doing that. Happy strawberry shortcake and pop goes the weasel day. What the fuck? Still waking up, but as always, yeah, have my good wishes and lurks. Thanks for the hydrate. Meow. What the fuck is pop goes the weasel day?
右田参考人の答弁を認めます。
それでは、 右田参考人に改めてお伺いします。
Kisaki's lips are slightly raised at the edges.
現場の立場から率直にイエスかノーかでお答えください。今回のような事態対応を今後とも繰り返せますか？
1850 dance celebration, no actual weasels get hurt. Well, I know that no actual weasels got hurt because I'm part of the weasel family, alright, considering I'm a furret. But, like, why is that? Like, whatever. And maybe that was it. It's, you know what? It's a me celebration day. Fuck it.
それは
I mean, how do you know no actual weasels got hurt? She ruthlessly comes at me. I can't answer anything except what's expected.
今回のような事態対応をそのまま再現することは難しいことであるかと思います。
再現できないのであれば、もしもう一度の大枠等の深刻な損傷が発生した場合。
But that's why I'm arguing that if the frame gets damaged in the future, it wouldn't be as bad as it is currently, so it's easier to fix. Also, why do they have a clock in the background if they aren't going to put hands on it? Kisaki's hand slaps at the budget proposal papers. That wasn't the hand I was talking about.
回収にかかる費用は跳ね上がる。となると、8620の運用継続は難しくなりますね。
No? Well, no.
再回収の必要がもし出てしまえば、その場合にはご指摘通りとなる可能性は感じます。
If we run into needing another repair at some point, we'll need hundreds of millions of yen. But to fabricate the material, just to fabricate the materials. But you need those hundreds of millions for the current frame you have, not if you damage a new one. Considering Ohitoyo Railway's current economic situation, even with their funding help, it would be difficult.
交換いただく大枠も老朽部品には変わりない。検査整備するお人よ鉄道側は大枠損傷を見過ごした。
He continues to attack without waiting for my answer. We don't even have a chance to recover.
8620号のみならず、滅びつつある鉄道というものを軸とした観光振興は潜在不安が大きく、継続性を欠く。
I mean, you know, the first point they made was valid. Like, they checked over it and they only discovered that the frame was damaged now. Like, it shows a bit level of incompetency, right? I want to scream that that isn't true, but I have to be prudent here. My counter-arguments still aren't formed inside of me. A half-hearted statement will just strengthen Kisaki's position.
そのような事業に市の予算を投入するというのは
継続性はございます。むしろより大きな発展へとつながる継続性が。
Uh-oh. She just stands up from the bag. A voice comes from my crew bag. Oh. She's so small, man. Either that or fucking Sotetsu's is just wide. I open the bag and pick up Hachidoku. He proceeds to talk loudly.
今回いただく素晴らしいご縁は、より後半へ必ずや広がっていくものです。
Yeah, we finally got the CG, and she's the loudest person in the room. Also, that's because she's, you know, out of everyone else. Oops.
議長、不規則発言を禁じてください。参考人、いや、人ですらないものなどが。
You'll stay mad.
不規則発言を。
議長、これは参考人である僕の発言です。
The chairman blinks in confusion to the double objection. I point at the microphone and make him turn toward it.
マイクが声を増幅したとて、それは発言ではありません。ニーツ議員がおっしゃるように、人でないものは発言できない。
なるほど。
Damn, that's crazy. The chairman squints a little as if to smile.
右田参考人は答弁を続けるように。
ありがとうございます。
I thought they were going to pull like an Airbud situation. Like, there's nothing in the law that states a thing can't be a reference person. Or something like that.
相鉄様。
There's nothing in the rule that states a dog can't play basketball. Hachiroku sounds a little uneasy. I encourage her to continue.
信じるままを言ってくれ。お前の声は僕の声。お前の言葉は僕の言葉だ。
はい。
Hachiroku speaks up.
九州に残る鉄道路線は、お人よ鉄道、湯の井線だけではございません。
I remember something from that statement. In the flipbook that Makoda prepared for us. I remember seeing it there. I find it in the flipbook and hold it out, causing a sigh of agreement from the crowd. Imagine she would say something so heinous. Okay.
阿蘇山岳鉄道、久津みかん鉄道、長崎軌道、松浦九州線、唐木鉄道、筑豊軌道。
There are many railways that exist all around Kyushu. Because they are railway lines. They exist in local areas. They do exist. They are all live railways.
それらの鉄道各線の中にも、蒸気機関車は運用されておりますよね、ボーレット様。それはもちろん。
Being asked about a topic she specializes in, Paulette's eyes finally calm down.
福岡、筑豊軌道の96、19633、鹿児島はみかん鉄道の45699。
Paulette folds her fingers as if as she counts the in-service trains, a total of 11. She quietly adds one more comment.
生態保存のものを含めれば、九州内だけでさらに数倍はあると思います。
Wait. Yeah, she quietly adds one more comment. That many? She says in the crowd. Says someone in the crowd. Sasaki doesn't say anything. She simply looks at us while sizing us up. Well, there isn't much to Hachiroku to size up.
SL に観光資源、経営資源としての価値があることは、先ほどのグラフでも証明されています。
I see from the corner of my eye that Makoda is nodding along in the gallery.
しかし、点在し孤立しているがゆえ、それらの資源は朽ち果てていくことを待つだけの状況に陥っています。
That's right. Makoda taught us that. Operation resources can be used as the lever to set off a chain reaction.
そして先般の8620回収が示したように、整備回収のスキルを持つ技術者たちも残っています。
That is true. The technicians of Kokuda, as well as the ones at Hinomoto, Jesus, as well as the ones at Hinomoto Passenger Car Steam Department.
つなぎ合わせることができれば、それらはとても大きな力を 必ず発揮します。
I don't know if making Hachiroku's voice like 5 decibels louder than the rest of the characters a good idea, but I'm keeping it.
その中心に、お人よが。
I speak out in place of Hachiroku. Keep it. Of course you'd want me to keep it. In that instant, my entire body relaxes.
相鉄様のお喉の調子が戻られたようです。
Why'd she look so smug at the end? She bows slightly. Hachiroku urges me to put her on my lap. That's enough. More than enough, actually. Hachiroku not only gave me time to gather my thoughts, she provided new ideas.
近隣にある、そう、例えば、みかん鉄道とでしたら、お人よ八代間を伏線させれば、つながれます。
I didn't look at how long I was recording. Almost was bad. But it is alright.
伏線って君、相鉄、そんな簡単に言うけれど。
もちろん、すぐには難しいかもしれん。が、いずれ、遠からず、エアクラは必ず空へ向かう。
The pathway that Aki foresees, I try to confirm that with the person in the field.
浦上さん、飛行型エアクラの普及は、エアロクラフテック社の目標とするところですよね。
A bit perplexed, Urakami looks up to Kisaki. Kisaki nods, and then Urakami raises his hand, as if waiting for it. The chairman makes his announcement.
法省参考人の補佐人の発言を認めます。
非常に大まかな目標としては、右田さんのおっしゃる通りであると認識しています。
ならばいずれ、地上はエアクラから解放されましょう。ガソリン自動車への乗り戻りが起こるとは考えがたい。
The gasoline engine has many features establishing it as a high-cost, low-tech version of the aircraft engine. They're used in areas where aircraft cannot function, as well as by hobbyists. Reverting back to it at this moment would be impossible.
しかし鉄道は違います。公共性を持つ旅ができ、同時に大量輸送の効率の良いツールでもあるから。
Yeah, but like, what separates the train from a bus? The greatest difference between aircraft and railway is the priority of the individual. Because of the public nature of the railway, the space and time is shared with other people.
公共性が、他者の緩やかな連帯が交換され評価される。バーベキュー列車の大ヒットは、そんな思考の表れです。
The sudden developments of aircraft led to a quick change from the individual to the masses. The aircraft company should have analyzed and known of this social movement.
エアクラが空へと向かった後の鉄道復権。それはエアクラ社の利益にもつながりますよね。
Urakami takes a short breath and exhales.
社としての判断を下せる能力もなく、立場でもありません。が、個人としては、ご指摘通りかと認識します。
The crowd in the hall starts murmuring. Kisaki nods slightly and continues on.
超重量物の移送問題は、そう簡単には解決できない。鉄道の復権は、エアクラの弱点の補完になるわけだ。
I mean, yeah. See, this is what I like about it, right? Because this is not a debate on... Well, okay, well, essentially this is the debate on whether or not you should build an aircraft factory in Ohitoyo. But at the same time, he's not saying that aircraft is just bad, right? They both have its purposes. So he's looking at what railway can do that aircraft can't.
そう。エアクラと鉄道は共存できる。そして、観光面での鉄道の魅力を最大に生かすものは SL だ。
When the railways are revived, diesel trains and electric trains, being more convenient, will be revived as well. However, steam locomotives have their own charm. People must not want the steam locomotives to go extinct. I mean, it's the same with how people have gone back to record players, right? People have started collecting vinyls and shit.
故に、お人用を中心とした鉄道路線を復活させ、そこでの SL の集中運用というモデルを作る。
We're always going to crave the nostalgia of, like, old tech. And, I mean, trains are no different, considering how many people are fanatics for them. Even in Japan, right, where it is so convenient to just get on a bullet train and go anywhere around Tokyo or something like that, right? All over Japan.
そっか。車両は各地に、そして SL に特化した保全・改修のための設備や人材をお人よに集中させて。
お人用 SL 観光の起点駅とする。8620から乗り換えて SL で九州各地を観光できる。そんな未来を作るのだ。
When it comes to that, the maintainability will rise, and know-how will accumulate and be put to use.
確かに8620はすでに老朽車両かもしれん。が、8620が壊れたとして、それなら次へ受け渡せる。
The last station is not the end. That'll be the new starting point that'll connect to what lies ahead. Bro, you're talking about how 8620 might eventually die in front of Hachidoku?
SL の蒸気の街。そう。蒸気のふるさと。お人よ。
Who allowed Hibiki to speak?
ああ。
The mumbling of Hibiki from the gallery gives me a firmer image. Tochu Hot Springs employ steam locomotives. Even now, Ohitoyo could be called the hometown of steam. The hometown of Valve? No.
蒸気のふるさとを人よとして、すべての資源を連携させる。それは、お人よにしか、鉄道でしかできないことだ。
The hometown of steam. The biggest... No, I'm not going...
妃様。
Kisaki and Urakami look at me, and then nod. In that case, I've already drawn up the path to the future.
この補正予算案は、その未来のための最初の投資。成立を強く要望し、僕の答弁を終わります。
The first applause comes from Kisaki, then everyone else in the hall starts clapping. Soon the applause becomes raucous, something like that. Though it's interrupted by the chairman.
本補正予算案の採決を行います。本案に賛成の議員はご起立を願います。
それでは、補正予算の成立を祝して。
Alright, I think it's finally time to say this. I like how in this visual novel, they aren't villainizing people who support aircraft, right? And I don't mean people like Hibiki, stuff like that. I mean people like Isaki, I guess, or like her dad, or like anyone like that, right? Except maybe the assemblyman, but you know, he was a throwaway character in the first place. But I like how they're not like Ekra is the bad guy, right? I mean, at the start it was kind of like that, but even then, it was only Hachidoku who was saying that because, you know, she's a fucking rail lord, so, you know, she's expected to be racist toward aircraft. Because she's the only one who can be racist toward aircraft because she's a rail lord. Never mind. Listen, all I'm saying is that aircraft stole the sympathetic connection feature from rail lords.
乾杯乾杯
We're surrounded by smiles and Kisaki. Every single person, even Kisaki, who is going against us earlier. Yeah, that's what I said.
変われば変わるものだな。
That's like saying you can't be racist to a white person. Hey, that's not what I'm saying, alright? I'm saying that a human can't be racist to a machine. They can be something else. I don't know what you'd call it. But Hachidoku can be racist because she is also a thing. Yeah, an AI.
君子は表変すというべきものでございましょう。妃様のお力は極めて大きなものとなるかと。
And this is the excuse that this is Kisaki's excuse so that she can have a route.
うん。そのことは早速実感させられた。
With the passing of the budget, Kisaki came to shake our hands. Not only that, he also provided some suggestions.
まずは近県の鉄道会社との持ち株会社の設立か。
持ち株会社とはどのようなものなのですか？
複数の会社を統括する一つの会社を共同出資で作る。そしてそこを親会社として経営の集約化を行うものだ。
If you go for Kisaki's route, you're betraying the railways. But am I? Because Kisaki's route can only be unlocked after you finish... What, Hibiki's route? I don't remember. It's one of the... It's either Hibiki's, Paulette's, or Hachidoku's route. And, you know, that would assumedly be because this is... Because Kisaki's route would be after she's sided with the railways, the anti-aircraft party. Yeah.
例えば、そうだな。枕姉にお人よ市内の熊城中の全体を見てもらおうと考える。
Well, Hibiki and Kisaki has a relationship. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying... No, you go back to the common route, the end of it. Well, you have to go through everyone else's routes to get the last route. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get there when we get there, alright? We can talk about it more when we get to Kisaki's route. I'm gonna have to go through everyone else's first. No? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through Paulette and Hibiki's first. And then, I don't know what the route order would be after that. But I'm going top to bottom, so, you know. Are you going to convince Kisaki that fast and have time for romance? Listen, alright, all I'm saying is that Sotetsu can be pretty convincing. In the bedroom. What?
まあ、それは素敵な考えですね。
そこで、枕姉を社長とする持ち株会社を、それぞれの酒蔵を束ねる親会社として設立するのだ。
あ、そのようにすれば、指示やお金がスムーズに流れるようになるのですね。
ああ、それぞれの会社はそのままだから、損失の方は他の会社へ影響をさせないでも済む。
Two great minds think alike. See, you know what I mean. If this weren't Company A and Company B, and instead were formed as Department A and Department B of the same company, it wouldn't go as well. The losses put out by Department A would belong to the company, and could affect Department B.
経営の集約をしつつ、独立性も維持できるのが持ち株会社だ。それは当然、第3、第4の企業の参入を促しやすくする。
大九州 SL 構想を成立、発展させていくため、持ち株会社はなるほど優れた仕組みなのですね。
まあ、構想への理解、協力を得られればだがな。九州男児は独立心が強いと聞くし、簡単ではなかろう。
だとしても、絶対いけます。向こうにだってメリット、ものすごく大きいですから。
Paulette slides into our conversation. Possibly because of the wine, her cheeks are red, and her hand is a train line map back from the. In her hand is a train line map back from the Imperial Railway era.
まず最初は、みかん鉄道。北回りだけじゃなくって、南、隼人を通じて鹿児島までも伏線できれば。
あ、感情ができるのですね。
そう。その上、路線上にはおこばもありますし、これ、観光振興に効果絶大ですよ。
Meanwhile, Kisaki's here like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about, but, you know.
おこば?
She's just here.
鉄道界隈では有名な、日の本で唯一、ループ線とスイッチバックと共に持つ駅です。
She came for the free food. While saying that, Hachiroku stares at the map Paulette's spread out.
すぐ南、お人よとこれほど近くにあったのですね。
山線ですから、伏線も大変ですけど、でも、周辺自治体とみかん鉄道の協力も得られれば。
そのおこば駅とつながる路線を持つことは、それほどみかん鉄道にも良いことなのか。
Saki came for the fan service, and not yet.
要素単体では、どう評価されるかはわかりませんけど、構想全体をきちんと伝えれば、理解をもらえると思います。
だろうね。
おっと。
Kisaki jumps into the conversation, and with her is Hibiki, smiling from ear to ear.
僕もそう判断したから協力を申し出た。だから、必ずや実現可能性を実地で示してもらいたい。
うん。
For that, reviving 8620 and further developments for the barbecue train will be required. Although it's a given, hearing that gives me motivation to do better.
にー、こんな先まで厳しく顔ばして。
She's grinning. Hibiki must be really happy about this. See how long it took to convince Kisaki to help the railways? Yeah, but we didn't really try to convince her outside of the conference, right? We literally, last time we talked to her was when we tried to get a loan from her. So, you know. We didn't really do a good job we did a pretty good job convincing her, considering we only took like an hour.
もっとほら、ニコニコせんと。笑わん角には服もこんとよ。
おう。
When someone tells you to smile, it's surprisingly hard. I try to put on a smile, Hachiroku bursts out laughing.
そうてつ様、お顔、ギクシャクとされていますよ。
もっと自然に、ニコニコニコって、レイナちゃんのこと見習うとよかばい。
ん?
I realize it when she tells me Paulette and Reina aren't together.
レイナは?
They couldn't fit Reina in with all of these other characters, you know. I actually didn't do Kisaki's route, but Sotetsu might accept the Kisaki's father's proposal. But then Kisaki's route, wouldn't that mean that he fails to, right?
外です。今駅長にもごちそうのお裾分けって。
Yes? Oh. Bruh.
なあ、レイナらしいな。
Perfect timing. It's a bit too lively for my taste.
なら、様子でも見てこよ
相鉄様、私も。
ダメばーいイカせんばい話聞くば
Nagi sneaks behind Hachiroku and grabs her. Fukami comes after Nagi, also red in the face.
八六ちゃん、相鉄さんと、その後、どうですか？
Why are they so curious? Sotetsu ends up being owned by Kisaki. I don't think... Listen, I think that's a pretty good ending.
どうと聞かれましても。
Yeah, worst ending possible for you, maybe. Because never mind. And for the railway, yeah, well, we're doing Kisaki. If you're doing Kisaki's route, you've already saved the railway. So, you know, he's surrounded by the rest of the girls. I hesitate about whether to help her, but Hachiroku seems to be having fun. Roll. Not necessarily. No, I'm saying to get to Kisaki's route, you already have to play through a route that saves the railway. Get what I mean?
夜風が心地いいな。
It's a different sort of coolness than that of an air conditioner. The moonlight shines down on the street. That's a different timeline. So, but I still don't see Reina or Kon either.
機関庫の方か?
Beneath the full moon, I head to the engine shed. Drawn by the call of a fox, I suddenly realize how that very thought sounds like something out of a fairy tale and laugh.
おう、コン。レイナも。
Who does... Okay, let me think about this. It's Paulette's and Hachiroku's route that unlocks Reina, right? Don't F the fox in the fox's route. I don't think the fox has a route. Hibiki unlocks Kisaki and Makuda, right? And Hachiroku unlocks Nagi and Fukami. I'm basing this solely off of memory. I should just go to the guide. Where is it? Yeah, hang on. You've got Paulette. Makuda is Hachiroku's ending. Nagi and Fukami is also Hachiroku. Kisaki is Hibiki. And Reina is Hachiroku and Paulette's. Alright, so I was right about the rest of them. I just got Makuda mixed up. Because why would Makuda be unlocked through Hibiki's route? That's just weird.
あ、相鉄さん、こんばんはです。
こんばんは。
Kon comes over to rub itself on my leg.
どうした？何かあったのか？
ですね、レイナ、コンちゃんに油であげようと思ったんです。
Would a fox eat that? Actually, a fox would eat anything, wouldn't it?
けど、スズメさんが...
I got hungry for some meat. The one that ate was that tofu shit. Oh, never mind. No, I thought the fox got hungry for a bird. I didn't know the fucking bird stole them. Stole the tofu. On the windowsill is of the stone storage. Black silhouettes are lined up, but among them, one looks obviously different.
あれはスズメの親分か。油毛を下げ配下を従え。さし詰め、加藤スズメだな。
The boss sparrow.
加藤スズメですか？
加藤はやぶさ戦闘隊というのを子供の頃に読んでな。狐から上前を跳ねるなど、称賛すべき勇猛さだろう。
The one that was stolen from his wagging its tail in defiance. Fighting during a time of celebration is inappropriate. I'd like to make this end well for both sides.
どうしたものかな。話が通じる相手でもなし。
Give them seed or whatever.
レイナ、ちょこっとだったらお話できますよ。
And don't make it weird, Dexter.
そうか。
I think Paulette did say something similar. I was just listening to that in passing and glossed over it. Perhaps her innocence is what allows her to talk to animals.
では、加藤スズメに伝えてくれ。フランクさんのとても上等なバゲットがあると。
はい、レイナ伝えますね。ですね、加藤すずめさん。
I thought she'd chirp or something, but Paulette just says it normally.
フランクさんの美味しいバゲットがあるのです。バゲットはポロポロ崩れる美味しいパンです。
チュン
Nah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's my reaction. Is it a coincidence? The sparrow is reacting to Reina. I better get that baguette quickly then.
よかった。じゃあ、バゲットと交換ですね。
Drop.
Oh.
Right as I return to the engine shed, the fried tofu is dropped like a bomb. In that Connor's eating it, I break apart the baguette and scatter the crumbs. That's the signal. The sparrows dive bomb at the baguette and fly away.
すごいな。本当に言葉が通じているかのよう。いや、これは通じているのか。
I think she actually can.
本当にちょこっとだけですよ。来るなとか、遊んでとか、そんなくらいです。
Then how did you say, I'd like to make a trade? Dormammu, I've come to make a deal. I've come to bargain. I suppose you could communicate simple messages like that to dogs and cats. Perhaps Reina can extend that ability to birds and foxes.
それにしても、すごいものだ。
レイナ、全然すごくないです。86さんの方がずっとすごいですよ。
That's probably the only reference I can get. Okay. Fucking...
Oh?
Of course it's the only reference.
SL を中心にして、九州全土に線路を戻して、すっごく大きくていいアイデアだなって思います。
なあ。うん。
After hearing that, it gets a little awkward. I was in the heat of the moment and blurted out that only the steam locomotives are the center of the railways.
議会では、勢いもあってすまなかったな。
すまないって、何がですか？
She has a blank look on her face. I figure out that I got ahead of myself. But I already said half of it.
SL だけを観光の主役のように、機動車を軽んじたように聞こえたなら、本意ではない。
SL は 観光の主役ですよ。かっこいいですもん。レイナが見たってそう思います。
Rena flashes an innocent smile.
でも、レイナは、機動車は、毎日のご利用の主役なのです。
ああ。うん。そうだな。その通りだ。
I guess in... Oh, God. I'm very picky with mainstream movies. I've only been interested in Ghostbusters, Doctor Strange, The Scarlet Witch, WandaVision. I guess Infinity War and Endgame as well. That's about it. Which Ghostbusters? Is it the current Ghostbusters, the latest Ghostbusters, the all-females Ghostbusters with Chris Hemsworth in it, or is it the old Ghostbusters? 1 and 2. First and second mostly. Okay. You're cultured.
病院に行くおばあちゃんや、学園に行く生徒さんには、静かで煙くないレイナの方が人気者さんなんですよ。
うん。
The face of tourism, the face of daily use. What is not better than the other? Brandon taught me something that's supposed to be common sense. I've watched the new ones as well. Alright. Let's the female one was more like YouTube parody. I mean, yeah. That's a good way to describe it.
86を早く直して、レイナと一緒にもっと活躍してもらわねばな。
When did it come out? 2016? Yeah, that Ghostbusters movie is a YouTube parody.
はいです。レイナ、頑張りますよ。
With the budget of a AAA movie. What would you call it? A blockbuster movie, yeah.
うん。もちろん、今にもだ。
I've come this far with everyone's help. It feels touching in a way. I will continue to be with everyone. Our wishes become words.
祝いの席だ。主役が欠けてはつまらない。コンも、レイナも、よければ戻ろう。
はいです。
Desu. Maitetsu. Maitetsu.
おはようございます。日の本車両さんから返信来てます。
Upon entering the rail shop, Paulette welcomes us with a big smile. Hachiroku's shoulders twitch.
先方はどのように？
I did watch some Bart Bakey parodies. Oh god. I watched all the Taylor Swift ones. Yeah, those were like the only good ones. The rest of them weren't actually... The rest of them were like labeled parodies, but the bulk of the song was literally just him describing what happens in the music videos of the song. Right? This is what I don't like about Bart Baker parody songs. Katy Perry Dark Horse was good. I didn't see that one. But yeah.
提示の内容で全て OK とのことです。それでまず先方が大枠を送ってくれるそうです。
Like all of his Taylor Swift parody songs had like an entire fucking plot line surrounding it. So no shit, it's the best one.
向こうが先送りしてくれるのか。
もし大丈夫ならってこっちから希望を出しました。万一 縁起でもない話になっちゃいますけど。
Paulette's voice sinks as if she's sorry.
8620に58623の大枠が移植できない場合にも、それなら大枠一つの往復輸送費だけで済みますから。
Just watch it. What did you post in the... Oh, it's the Katy Perry Dark Horse parody. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't think I should watch it on stream. DMCA. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to get copyrighted. Patreon reaction. Fine, I'll post this. I'll post it after. I realized that preparing for the worst case scenario is the nature and responsibility of a business owner. Ever since she was released from her post as mayor, Paulette's been acting more and more like a company president. Or perhaps it's also because she's meeting more with Hosho Kisaki. Are you going to post as soon as you're done with the reaction? I guess I'll probably watch it after I finish streaming. Since then, Hosho Kisaki's been frequently visiting the rail shop and the engine shed. She talks most with Hibiki, but she also talks intently with Paulette, Hachiroku, Reina, and me. Oh?
レイナは整備か。
はい。今日もバーベキュー列車9割方は席埋まってますし、張り切ってくれてます。
It was completely full when drawn by 8620. It may just be attributed to a rise in demand right when we started, but the reaction in passengers is concerning.
9割方か。
はい、9割方。ですから改装もできるだけ早く取り組めればって。
うん。
The sense of danger that Reina talked about is something Paulette already knows.
しかしながら、焦ってことを仕損じては元も子もございません。
Hachiroku's graceful voice that makes Paulette straighten up.
そうですね。先方からもいくつか決めてほしい点があるって預かってます。
Did you see the Call Me or Maybe one? Listen, I don't want to watch Bart Baker parody videos, alright?
移送手段に関してか？
それもありますし、移送する中身についても。
というと？
大枠を単体で送るのか、動輪や仙台車もつけるのかってことです。
ああ。
The 8620 model's frame is comprised of multiple parts, including the driving wheel axle body and axle guard. Since it hasn't been running for a long time, adjustments may be needed for these if they decide to send the whole thing.
送ってもらった場合には、それをセットで使って、こちらからもセットで送り返す形になるか。
いえ、好きに選んで、いいとこ取りをさせてもらって構わないそうです。それこそピンの1本まで。
選択肢が増えることはありがたい。が、そうなると、移送コストはかさむのだよな。
はい。場所も重量も、動輪一つでも増えると、並種輸送だとやっぱり結構かさんじゃいます。
並種輸送？
線路を使わず、船やトレーラーによって車両を運搬することです、相鉄様。
うん。海軍と陸軍のイメージか。
え？
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hachiroku opens her mouth in a confused way. Speaking of... He looks at me, then to Paulette, and then back to me, and then back to... After a brief moment, she starts giggling.
お間違いですよ、相鉄様。 兵隊さんの兵種ではなく、甲乙兵の兵種です。
なんだ、そちらか。甲類、乙類の甲乙兵か。
If this is in reference to shochu, it points at a different method of distilling. So there is something similar with transport as well. Yes, the bigger the thing that needs to be shipped, the larger the vessel that needs to ship it. Like, huh?
ならば、甲種輸送でいいのかな。それか、乙種輸送かは、線路を使っての輸送のことだろう。
What is first class shipping?
公衆輸送は鉄道車両を輸送するための方法の一つです。貨物機関車が線路上を非輸送車両の車輪を使って走らせながら牽引をしていくっていうやり方で、特に撮り鉄さんにすごい人気があります。
乙種輸送は、輸送される車両を丸ごと専用の貨車に乗せて運ぶという方法。
Right.
文字通り、
公衆輸送は
Alright, anyway.
さようでございます、相鉄様。甲種、乙種ともに線路を使って車両を輸送します。
She has a serious tone, but I can see that she's still somewhat grinning.
甲種輸送は、輸送される車両が貨物機関車により、自分の車輪で牽引されていく輸送法です。
Alright, yeah, I was off with my explanation.
自分の車輪で、とあえて言うなら、わかった。乙種は、貨車か何かに丸ごと乗せての輸送だな。
さすが、ご明察です、相鉄様。
Wow, I've been praised by Hachiroku.
そこも決めてほしいっておっしゃってました。58623さん、今は豊川の工場にあるそうなんですけど。
While saying that, Paulette spreads out a map. Going from Toyokawa to Nagoya is not. Wait, going out of Toyokawa is Nagoya, the East Nagoya port, and Kinjo Wharf. There are live tracks that cut through the middle of Aichi Prefecture.
すごいな。これほど長い線路が残っているのか。
名護鉄ですね。蹄鉄の路線網がツタツタになって相対的に価値が上昇したのが幸いしたって聞いてます。
これも山あいを抜ける路線だな。あるいは走行不能区域にもかかっているのかな。
Look. Okay, here's the thing, right? This is why this is like the main point they should have brought up when defending trains, right? This is why trucks and like stuff like that will never be obsolete, because the need to transport large cargo in like one go is yeah, I guess. You see the video in media share. What did you post? I said I'm not gonna. I said I don't want to watch. I don't want to react to Bart Baker parodies. One is enough.
相鉄様。
おっと、すまん。話を寄り道させてしまったな。
港までを公衆輸送か乙種輸送かもこちらで選んで構わないっていう話です。
86としてはどうだ。公種か乙種か。それと移送をしてもらう内容についても。
さようでございますね。公種乙種で移送コストは。
そこはほとんど変わりません。実費でやってくださるってことですし。
でしたら乙種を希望します。移送時のリスクも可能な限り軽減したく思います。
That makes sense. possibly to allow me to save face as the engineer Hachiroku begins to talk fluidly.
それとコスト的に許せば動輪周り一式と仙台車も運んでいただけると助かるのですが。
了解です。了解です。大枠回収に失敗したらコストをどれほど抑えてたところで無意味ですからね。
She seems to be telling herself that. I imagine the costs are rather high, as this isn't something that we can compromise on.
ならば、これで決まりとしよう。下回り一式をおつし輸送で移送してもらう。
はい、先方にもそのように伝えます。下回り一式をおつしゅでですね。
ポレット様。
This is bad. Hachiroku is starting to look down. I'm sure she has worries as the business manager, but this is the answer she asked for. Even if she's just pretending, I'd like for her to accept it wholeheartedly.
ポーレット、できるのならば、そう気に病んでくれるな。
She looks genuinely surprised. Hachiroku and I turn to each other and we're completely taken aback by it.
気に病むって何をです？
いや、移送コストのことではないのか。
ポーレット様の眉、このようになっておりましたよ。
Hachiroku makes a frown by using her fingers for an almost comical look.
ごめんなさい。そういう顔をしちゃってたなら、原因コストとかのことじゃないです。
違うのですか？では何が？
公衆輸送。
公衆輸送。
私多分、公衆輸送って言葉に刷り込みがあって、パパ、結構な撮り鉄でしたから。
ああ、そのようなご事情が。
なんだ、今のでわかるのか？
I don't get it at all. At what point did she understand?
96たちがしばしば聞かせてくれたのです。公衆輸送の時には撮り鉄さんたちがすごいと。
Oh, you didn't hear that.
96。お前の後に作られた、確か量産貨物機だったか。
はい、大傑作の貨物機です。日の本のあらゆる場所であらゆる貨物を、おそらくは今も輸送している子たちです。
Thanks for the hydrate.
なるほど。ならば、公衆輸送に従事する機会も多かったのか。
And the stretch.
さようでございますね。
公衆輸送を取るのって、撮り鉄には一大イベントな、らしいんですよ。
Seems like she added the last part in haste.
私は乗るのが好きなだけですけど、パパの影響はやっぱりあって、公衆輸送って聞いただけでつい。
You already took a sip before I did that. No, I cracked my knuckles.
血が騒ぐといった感じか。それがおつしとなり、ややテンションが下がってしまった。
みたいな感じだと思います。自覚なかったですけど、恥ずかしい。
いや、良いヒントをくれた。ありがたい。
I take out the camera, which I've been borrowing the entire time from my pocket. This camera is starting to fit nicely into my hands.
攻守がそれほどならば、おつしにも価値はあるだろう。無論、僕も移送や整備の状況を逐次取るつもりでいたが。
Without waiting for me to finish talking, Hachiroku claps.
わかりました。おつし輸送のダイヤ情報を 撮り鉄さんたちに流すのですね。
その通り。情報発信の重要度はさらに増しているし、撮り鉄たちが力を貸してくれるのならばありがたい。
We'll have everyone know that Ohito-yo is the hometown of Steam, and with that foundation, we'll create the Great Kyushu Steam Locomotive Map. The most important factor in achieving this is having everyone know about it.
それだけ長い距離の移送なら撮ってもらえる機会も多い。撮ってもらった写真はそのまま知られるための種となる。
それ、ちょっと盲点でした。
Bullet's voice seems heated, possibly because she's impressed.
すごくいいと思います。情報発信、毛利の秋様とか他の前鉄さんたちにも頼んでみます。
なあ、よろしく頼む。
Wow.
羽をむしられた鶏のようだな。
What? The exposed boiler and frame are lifted by a jack. That's all 8620 has right now. The driving wheels and cylinder are taken off completely.
引き換え、こちらは床を埋め尽くさんばかりだ。
Look at all those parts. The driving wheel group, connecting rod, coupling rod, crosshead, and sidebar. Each and every part that's taken off is laid neatly on the ground. Whoops. The technician walks toward the set of parts with a gas lamp in hand. I'm surprised they did that much with the background. I'm not, considering how much of a train fanatic these like everyone on the development team seems to be. I know him personally, but I can sense that he's a veteran.
失礼、撮らせていただいても良いですか？
I'm sure they had a blast drawing all of the parts of the train. He nods. He doesn't even look at me. They're fixing his gaze on the crosshead. The gas lamp in his hand gets closer to the crosshead and... bump. I close Hibiki's mouth and salute the technician since he stopped out of surprise. He smiles at me as if to say it's alright, and then he resumes moving the lamp close to the crosshead. They were just forced to, they were just forced to knowing the anime workforce. What? Forced to knowing the anime workforce. Right. Yeah. I mean, you know, if you want to think about it in that way, I guess. Sizzle. Next to me, as I take pictures, Hibiki is drawing with her pen, and while she's doing that, she whispers to me.
ガスランプ程度の火では焼きなど入らなかろうよ。ではなく、ほら。
Pushed by the fire, black ooze begins to flow from the crosshead.
あれ、油だ。
Don't tell the Americans.
そうだな。僕らが普段刺してる油の塊だろうな。
だよね。クロスヘッドでいいんだっけ、あれ。あそこ必ず注油するもんね。
だな。
Her knowledge of terminology is still shaky, but Hibiki's getting more experienced with this line of work. The crosshead acts as the repeating device in order to transfer the piston's energy to revolutions of the driving wheel. That's why it needs to be oiled.
しかし、重油のたびに清掃もしていたつもりだが。
ちょっと、結構、これって恥ずかしかね。
He torches the oil with the lamp and carefully wipes it clean. The blackened crosshead soon returns to its cool iron color.
よしっと。あんまりお邪魔しちゃ悪かったね。
Hibiki stops drawing, closes her sketchbook, then walks away. I do feel bad for getting in the way, but he'll be done cleaning soon. When I take a picture of it completely clean, people will see the work of a master craftsman. All done. The technician stands up to stretch before turning to me with a big smile.
よく手入れなさってますね。クロスヘッドはこっちを取った方がいいでしょう。
I didn't expect him to have a sprite. Oh well, a head.
なあ。
I understand just from that remark. No wonder I've never seen him before.
日の元車両から来てくださった技術者さんでしたか。
はい。豊川工場の OB、フチと言います。
I didn't expect you to be real. Okay.
はじめまして、フチさん。僕は
右田宗哲さんですよね。拝見してます。
He takes something out of his pocket that's neatly folded. Ah, it's the 8620 driver stand report printout.
読んでいただけていたのですか。
He does read.
もちろんですよ。ここに来ている人たち、ほとんどがそうじゃないですか。
I take a look around and see both strangers, as well as acquaintances.
秩父の水田さん、静岡の真原さん、西津軽の金谷先生。誰も彼も自分で納得しなきゃ動かん人たちだ。
お知り合いなのですか？
And who's paying all of them?
蹄鉄時代は研修会などもありましたからね。顔を合わせるようなメンツはまあ似たり寄ったりで。
なるほど。
If technicians are gathered from such a large range, the ones here must be the best of the best. All these people are here for Hachiroku, which I find to be quite reassuring.
ありがとうございます。本当に心強いです。
いやいや、礼など言われて恐縮します。自分の場合は完全にこっちの都合での参加ですしね。
とおっしゃいますと。
Although he's still smiling, the type of smile he has changes. There's a slight tinge of loneliness.
見極めたいと、そう思って確かめに来たんです。自分は反対しましたから。
反対ですか？
あの子の思い出がやはり詰まった期待ですから。最後の願いとはいえど、バラしたいとは思えなかった。ですから、この目で確かめようと来たんです。
My heart jumps. I can hear it beat like a fireball.
あの子の願いを、右田さん、86さん、あなた方に託せるものかを確かめに。
I hear my heart beating rapidly, but I feel as if my blood's frozen. Why? Why had I not considered this even once?
あの子とは。
I already know the answer. I don't need to ask. These are tracks. There are facilities. And there are technicians. Just think about why 58623 was preserved. Why had I not considered the reason? No, I didn't even think about it from the start. Thinking about that scares me. Looking at it just straight. Feels like a scab would fall off. That's why I keep talking to take my mind off of it. As long as reality sets in, I won't have to look at the past.
あの子とは5862さんの。
A nod. A relieved nod.
その意味でも、86さん、トップナンバーレイルロードはやはりすごいですね。
Uchi's eyes glance around. His gaze fixes upon Hachiroku, who's talking to some other craftsman.
まだまだ何年でも稼働できそうに生き生きしてる。矛盾しますが、とても最古のトップナンバーとは思えない。
あれは。
I feel my lips dry out. I have to force myself to pry them open to speak.
長いこと、本当に長いこと眠っていたのです。眠っていて、つい最近に再び目覚めた。
That's why her active time is not that much. That's what I want to say, but it doesn't come out. Audio sounds fine to me. Hang on, let me hear this.
長いこと。
Never mind.
本当に長いことね。
You don't hear that.
再び目覚めた。
I was getting scared. Listen, alright. It's fine. Yeah. I may discover a part of Hachiroku's past that I didn't know about. I realized that, causing my tongue to freeze.
なるほど。眠り姫だったのですか。目覚めさせたのは、きっと右田さんなのでしょうね。
A warm voice and a warm smile. That warmth suffocates me.
来てよかったです。話せてよかった。あなた方になら、確かに託せる。
He bows deeply. I have no right to receive this treatment. I can't run away or refuse this.
あの子の小春の願った最後の夢をもう一度走り出すことをどうか86さんと共に。
小春さんですか。
You must have been loved. I can sense that just hearing her name. The pain of being left behind seems to hit me as if it were my own.
きっと優しいレールロードだったのでしょうね。
優しく誇り高い子でした。走ることを一番の喜びにしていました。
Uchi's eyes tell me to take care of her, but I can't look straight in the eyes. Can't look him straight in the eye.
お任せください。
That's what my mouth says. I pretend to say something and force my mouth to smile. I'm alive, yet dead. I'm dead, yet pretending to be alive. Those days aren't over yet. That's why I'm still like this.
86とともに僕は必ず8620を、そして58623をもう何度でも走らせます。
I swear that in my heart, it's my true intent, and yet it's not. A deep-rooted doubt, or perhaps fear. I can't fully trust my own words.
ありがたい。
Uchi's hands wrap around mine. I sense heat that could burn me. Oh, that's not it. Uchi has a terribly surprised look. Wait, it is me who's cold.
そうするためにも写真をもう少し撮ってきますね。
ああ、そうですね。
I bow and then walk off. Move. I have to move. Bury myself in duty. If I have my duties, I won't have to throw it all away. If I'm tied down, I won't fall apart. If I don't fall apart, I can still be useful. Saito taught me that to be useful to someone is...
相鉄様、大丈夫ですか？
no, he's having a mental breakdown.
86か。
Worried look. Her palms support me. Her tiny, adorable, warm hands. To be honest, I feel relieved. I'm so glad. Seems that I wasn't such a shameless cheater after all. What? My thoughts go back and forth as I doubt myself. That my feelings for Hachiroku weren't all just fantasy.
お顔が真っ青になってます。レールショップに、いえ、右田の家に戻りましょう。
何をバカな。
I try to act out my usual self. I don't want Hachiroku to have another thing to worry about.
この状態は今日この日にしか取れんのだろう。
それはさようでございますが。あ、でしたら、私が取っておきます。
いや。
After being told that, I realized something. I want to do that. Doing so will give me time to organize my messed up head.
ならば、お前を取らせてくれ。ガスランプを一つ借りてこれるか。
かしこまりました。
Satisfy him and end it. That's the feeling that's oozing from Hachiroku's face. But even that expression seems adorable to me. That's what I feel.
それで、どのようにいたしましょうか。
大枠そのものが一番いいな。あれなら、誰の邪魔にもならん。
The distorted damaged frame, that's just waiting to be replaced by the frame of the Hinamoto passenger car. Right now, no one would even come near it. I take Hachiroku and get close.
適当な油汚れをガスランプで炙り溶かし出してくれ。お前は綺麗な絵になるし、説明のための良い写真となる。
なんでしょう。あまり褒められた感じもいたしませんが。
Although she says that, she still smiles a little. Hachiroku goes back and forth before circling around the inside of the frame.
せっかくですので、普段は研修できないところにいたしましょう。
Her eyes get a serious look. To them as she places the fire from the gas lamp on the black parts of the frame. Sizzle. I knew it. Hachiroku's face looks beautiful when it's lit by a gas fire. The camera lens shuts out the unnecessary surroundings and puts Hachiroku and I in our own world. So I click the shutter one more time, so that the sight of Hachiroku is also burnt into my memory. Not smell. I knew from the smell that Hachiroku has started to burn. I've smelled this up close more than I ever wanted. This is the smell of burning hair.
相鉄様、大丈夫ですか？
Fire and rain. Wait. Creaking noises. Pain. The taste of iron in my mouth. And the smell of burning hair. And flesh.
相鉄様
！Damn. So, what a way to end stream. This is the last time we see Michiko in this route, I think. Alright, I'll keep going for a bit then. The sound of the train. The sound that I've heard for a long time. But ever since I met Hachiroku, I haven't heard it. No. I make a wry smile. I have to. Because I found out the truth.
毎日のように聞いていたのだな。これも86が響かせる音だったのだから。
86?
Michiko and I are alone in the passenger car. I don't see Mom and Dad anywhere. Okay, I breathe a sigh of relief. I confirm that this is not my memory, but a dream.
86ってあのお人形？
まあ、な。
Damn, you just agreed that she was a doll. That's why I don't find it strange at all that Michiko knows about Hachiroku. I don't find it strange, but a sort of ominous worry is creeping up on me, drying out my throat. Why does she ask? Michiko would already know if this is a dream. Dreams are a manifestation of our psyche. Spontaneous thoughts can be scary. That's why I continue to talk. I fill in the gaps with words.
人形ではなく、レールロードだ。鉄道の運行を制御する。そういう。
I'm at a loss for words. And I want to call for a machine, but I can't find the right word to use in this place.
鉄道の運行を制御して、それなのに事故を起こしたの？
Alright. If this is Michiko's last, scene, then I'm gonna have to bump her up.
それは。
I know, because we're twins. All of my knowledge is shared with Michiko. Yet this doubt that continues to arise continues to sink me to the bottom.
事故は起こすものじゃない。誰も望まず、それでも起きてしまうものだ。
Yes, Michiko already knows. Hachiroku chose to purposefully derail the train. That was how she prevented all of the passengers dying. She caused an accident to reduce the number of casualties.
そうちゃんはさ、
Michiko looks at me with a blank face. She really doesn't understand.
許したいって思ってる？許されたいって思ってる？
どうだろうな。
Both seem right, but they also seem wrong. So I desperately try to think. I know, but I can't find the answer. That's all there is to it.
許すも許さないもなく、誰かに罪があったなど思いたくないのかもしれん。
それって忘れちゃいたいってこと？
Maybe. I think long and hard, but the words don't come out. To forget would be to abandon Michiko. I never would want that, but I also want to forget. Why? Why do I?
忘れちゃいたいから、そうちゃんはあのお人形を好きになったの？
I cannot believe that it took a dream version of Michiko for Sotetsu to realize. Look, all I'm saying that This is just Sotetsu's subconscious talking to him, alright? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to answer. That's why I want Michiko to say everything. Contradiction and confusion. They amplify one another. I feel nauseous, but I can't cover my ears.
そうなんだよね。でなければ、お人形なんて好きになったりしないよね。
Doubt and assurance intertwine. This is probably my heart in its barest form.
一番怖いの。自分のものにしちゃったら怖がらないで済むもんね。思い出さないで済むもんね。
違う。と思う。
I blurted out. I try to use what I call my will to vomit that out.
それも少しはあるかもしれんが、それだけではない。
違うの？そうなの？やっぱりなの？
From my throat, from my heart, the words I tried to wring out are happily received by Michiko.
だけどそれも違うよ。そうちゃん、お人形だって壊れちゃうんだよ。
Michiko is me. She knows my fears. Or perhaps she's cruelly exposing them. If it's a mistake, she would try to correct me.
お人形になら置いてかれない。そんなの、そうちゃんの思い込みだよ。
はあ。
I knew it, but it would only bring despair, realizing that the despair sets in.
僕はだから86を好きになったのか。
But she's a doll. Because she's a doll. Because I actually believed that she would never die before me, leaving me behind.
わからないの？そうちゃんのことなのに。
わからないんだ、本当に。僕自身のことなのに。
Ichiko gives a weak laugh. It sounds confused or disgusted, or perhaps it's out of sympathy.
わからないよね。好きなんて、みちも、そうちゃんも、子供だもんね。
ミチ！
Michiko's form vanishes. I'm left with myself in the passenger car. I'm scared. I'm scared. 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 I'm left alone, just like then.
でもね、そうちゃん。みち、知ってるの。だから一つだけ思い出させて。教えてあげる。
Hear a voice. I can't see her. I can't see anything. Back then, it was the same. Michiko communicated to me.
忘れようなんてするから苦しくなるんだよ。忘れようとして忘れるなんてできっこないのに。
ミチコ。
Reach my hand out. I'm not reaching out to anything in particular. That this hand will never reach Michiko.
相鉄様。
8、6。
He holds my hand back. I reflexively think about how adorable she is, but my doubt also rises.
悪い夢を見てらしたのですか？
どうだろう。悪い夢かな。
I'm sweating all over. The feeling of fear is gone, but I still feel cold. Anxiety and confusion are swelling inside of me, and I'm not sure of anything.
わからないんだ。いい夢だったような気もする。美智子の妹の夢だったから。
The dream begins to fade away. The heat from Hachiroku's hand chains me to reality.
でしたらきっといい夢だったのですよ。
そうかな。いや、そうしていけばいい話だな。
Try to use reason to stamp out my anxiety, and I can do that much. I control my emotions with reason. As human beings, that's our greatest strength.
美智子と僕は双子だった。だから、あれはきっと美智子の姿をした僕だった。
That's my past self, or my past itself. Those are the scars I tried desperately to hide. It was exposed by the fire from the gas lamp. When I look at it calmly, it's nothing but an old scar.
揺り戻しが少し来ただけだ。それで不安に。いささか不安定になってしまった。
Just think of it that way. It's alright. You've always done so. I'll decide what is best for myself. Just do what is natural.
でしたら不安をどうか私にもお分けください。
86。
Hachiroku's hands open mine. He opens me up to relieve me of my worries. I could feel the soothing warmth that rests my heart, but
いや、平気だ。夢ごときでお前を煩わせたくもない。
I get up, and I want to do so.
相鉄様。
Can't allow her to baby me right now. I have no right to that. Till the day that I can be sure that my feelings for Hachiroku are not just a method of escape for me. Heavy. And I thought he was over his PTSD. It's never that easy. An examiner in a jumpsuit uses what resembles a stethoscope on the transported frame. And with that, I think it's a good spot to end it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for chatting. If you enjoyed, a follow would be appreciated. And if you want to support me even further, you could always subscribe. But, yeah. Don't forget about the video. I won't. But I'm only watching the first one. But, yeah. Next stream, which will be in 2 days, right? Tomorrow is Saturday, the day after is 3 days, right? We will be playing more Amazing Grace, and this time it will be the third loop. Wow. So, yeah. With that being said, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I will see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.